And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Factorio Space Age, where we got this thing, or we got our main ship here, stopped at Novice. We're gonna politely ask it to prepare for what could be a very dangerous flight out to the solar system edge. Primarily by grabbing like a stack of the usual containers of what it needs to get out to the edge. And yeah, we're struggling a little bit with iron productivity. And in a weird way, I'm actually not sure exactly how I want to go about fixing that. Or even if it's even reasonable slash plausible to fix it. So we can actually run the piping that way. Oh, and we've already loaded all the bolts, so we don't need this anymore. That stretch isn't required anymore. Which means we just run that pipe that way. Yeah, let's see, can we do something that looks like that in that space? Almost. In fact, let's just say we can. We'll also have to move the water again. Oops. Yeah, just have to move the water again. Okay, the Bob Fizzle is almost back. And yeah, apparently it's having issues. There goes the main engine shaft. Not the main engine shaft, the main ammo shaft. So, I don't think it's going to survive, honestly. It may survive making it to Flagura, but then it's going to be reliant on fairly aggressive repairs for Flagura. Oh, I'm thinking about something on the planet. What we need to get this thing savable is something like this. On Flagura. And honestly, I don't know if it's going to be fast enough. Because with the main throughput path blown, I don't think it can defend itself. Okay, it's not building yellow ones. I'm not sure if we have the yellow ones. Try swapping them over to blue and see if it gets built that way. Yeah, it has the blue ones at least. Yeah, bulb fizzle is pretty riggedy redirect. I suppose in an emergency sense, I need to... Yeah, let's... Or more of it gets destroyed. Create a blueprint, put the blueprint away. And then, in an emergency sense, we need spare materials to get the guns properly fixed. And enough belt to get the guns properly fixed. Where I'm going to strap some belt from. You know what? Oh, it has that. Why are you... Oh, because we're missing the splitters. We're missing the splitters. Okay, well, for the moment, this is get it operational, don't get it perfect. Wait, with that, it's going to be able to bring the guns online. And honestly, if it can bring guns online long enough, we can probably just leave it where it is. Okay, have you received those? You received those. You want to grab some spare inserters? No, we can grab an extra set of spare inserters, I suppose. And I suppose one other thing we could kind of splurge on this one is, could I sneak a sushi belt onto this so it actually recycles the ammo from the rear to the front? Maybe. Maybe. Trying to think about where we got space to run it back through. Or if we have space to run it back through. That's kind of the problem. Okay, so that would run back. Um, okay. This is, to some degree, a splurge, but also at the same time, it should make the ship far safer. 'Cause then the whole circumference of the ship ends up basically the ammo stockpile. Yeah, the ship definitely needs so much iron. Um, yeah, there's no easy way to get iron into it. And stationary, it produces so few asteroids. Oh, we were in the middle of doing that, and then I got distracted by the flight of the Bob Fizzle. Um, oh, that's not gonna work. Um, hmm. I've got it through, but that's only half the story, right? And I need to get another ice melter on here as well. to make the water that we need. Okay, let's, instead of going that way around, I need space to get the water where I want it as well. I expect access the express boat here, don't I? I'll have to have a shipment come up from the planet, but that's not too bad. Okay. Well, actually, see. Well, I partially see. Oh, actually, you're that type. That's what we need. Long enough? There's the maximum range. Okay, and that allows me to pull the water plumbing in. There. There we go. Does that solve all my problems? I have no clue. We got the water amount that I wanted. I got the actual doubling. That should help with the iron. And the answer might just be I need to procrastinate long enough for the iron to stockpile to fill up. Because we need a lot of bullets. We need a lot of bullets. Oops. Okay, so yeah, now we're just kind of waiting on bullets to be made in enough mass. Now, if it was really crafty, I might actually still be... the line that I was previously running... line that I was previously running the ammo up, I've filled in. I might still be able to run ammo. Yeah, could still possibly run ammo up there. Contemplating whether or not it makes sense to try shipping more ammo in an attempt to try to saturate the belt. Okay, carbon sulfur's full. Yeah, I think really the only thing we're waiting on, per se... Oh, and I just read the extra water tank. The only thing we're really waiting on is more... iron, because we're completely out of iron. Which is a very dangerous potential place to be. Or potentially completely out of molten iron. Let me rephrase that. And we have a very uncompressed ammo state. So, with how big this stockpile is, that might not be a problem. You know, I want to see if this thing can. I'm not sure if it, well, it's really going to come down to, can it sustain the ammo production, I think. Let's try, we're going to give a save. Attempt. We're going to give it an attempt for this thing to go to the edge. And if it doesn't, well, then we'll just reload it in the next stream. But yeah. We have a goal. It is the solar system edge. Launch the accelerator and go. And hopefully the increased number of asteroids helps, not harms. Do we have any spare crushers on board? I do. Okay, so we've done it before, so that it shouldn't be surprising that we have successfully made it to Gleba. And we've done the route out to Quillo before, so it's not going to necessarily be super surprising if we're able to do that again. The question is, can we do the 100,000 kilometer dash out to the system edge? We're not going to sit there and savor it. If it makes it, then we're going to have it turn around and start going back. Yeah. Well, I'm going to, in preparation, going to make a set of backup orders for the big gun up front. So if something happens, we can quickly go ahead and capture this descriptor, override the settings here, to get it to start firing on the big ones with the rail cannons. Hopefully the more asteroids coming in will help with trying to sustain the ammo production. Oh, you don't have priority. Just give it in. More physical damage. That hopefully is good. And now we've begun. We've gone where we have not been before. We're actually in the dash out to the solar system edge. Yeah, at least the bug fizzle. It's a shame that we got it so wrecked near the end, but the bug fizzle is at least in a state where we can get it repaired. Worst case scenario, we can send out the hibiscus with the repair parts. Whereas the Sassafras here is making an attempt. It's 1/10 of the way there. Oh, there's one of the ones that we needed the cannon for. I'm not sure if we dodged that one. Whatever happened, it didn't get shot by the cannon. And yeah, I think we're running out of regular bullets. Given the circumstance, prioritize the frontal. And you know, I have an idea. Might not be a particularly cool idea, but... Oh, I think we got hit. We took a hit. Oh, yeah, no, no, it's over. These were set to fire the huge, right? Yeah. We don't have the level to repair that damage, so the attempt is a fail. I guess these cannons just don't fire that fast. Okay. Well, this is where we're going to leave it for now. At some point, I'll load up the save, and we'll try to improve the ship enough that it can make it. We made it a third of the way. Yep, and there goes in the death. Yep. Huge metallic asteroid en route to the Swatch image. So that's where we're gonna call it. So if you've been watching, I hope you've been enjoying. At this point, I don't know if there's actually going to be part up for you tomorrow on YouTube, because it depends upon whether or not I can find the energy to sit down and make another attempt. Redesign the ship and make another attempt. I think the answer might actually just be to go slower, as sad as that would be. Yoink a few of the engines off the butt, and just coast slower. That would give it more time to process. But yeah, that would be a bit of a shame if that had to be the solution. It's like I just got to pull the engines off the butt. And that's probably what the case is, because I think the huge asteroids that penetrated through the rail cannons, and it wasn't like we ran out of rail cannon rounds. Like there was plenty of rail cannon rounds out there, so that just implies the gun needed a reload time and didn't reload enough in time. So yeah. What will end up happening is, yeah, it's saved right before the attempt, right? So we go back to the attempt start. We'll ignore other targets. Hard to tell here. Because I've got a scroll over there, but we can't get to the scroll while being on top of the thing. Yeah. Yeah, so it's got a third of a second shooting speed, so there's a potential that we're just flying too fast for the rail cannons. And the amount of rocks we had coming off our front end. So for the next attempt, I could, and I won't do it now. I can just pull all but one of the engines off, and we can fly a lot slower. We don't have to fly at full speed. Like we got enough power to power all 7 engines, but we don't need to use all 7 engines. We can do basically cut those 2 connections, and just run the central engine. And then hope that the anti-material rifle, or the railguns with those will have enough reload time. Yeah, that would make sense, because we got 10 railgun rounds in here. So, oh, and this is saying 10k physical damage. Okay, so some of those guys had like 50k fizz or 50k health. So we had to shoot them each like 5 times. That makes a little more sense. If we're just flying too fast, then we're gonna get torn to shreds. With our cannons. To be fair, there is railgun damage. So this ship might be able to fly faster if I put, you know, more tech into it. But this is where we're gonna call it for the night. Call it for the stream. At some point I'll sit down and we'll just do the attempt with the engines, the spare engines torn off the back. We did do enough maintenance on the blood vessel. The blood vessel is stable. To get it flying again. Actually, arguably to get it flying again, we just need to drop off some guns for it. And then we can get it flying back to Vulcanus, and then at Vulcanus we can tell it to put the front end back on properly. But yeah, we managed to save the ship. Barely save the ship, but save the ship. You know, we'll make another attempt in the next stream. So I hope everyone has been enjoying. I don't need to make another save because we're just going to load up the temp save here. But yep. So there'll be one more video at some point where what I might do is I might not actually stream it. So if you're watching on Twitch, this will probably be the last part that I stream, because I'll figure out how to make it go and do it. But there'll be some trial in there, and then you don't need to watch all the failures. So in fact, I'm not sure anyone's actually watching it on a live on stream. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be one more part. That'll be the successful run. I'll show whatever I do to make it successful. I think the answer is probably just tear a bunch of the engines off. So it runs, or well, I say tear a bunch of the engines off. We won't tear the engines physically off. We'll just disconnect them. So we're running one out of 7 engines. Yeah, we'll run out 1 set of engines out in the next attempt. See how that goes. So I hope everyone has been enjoying if you're watching. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, well, in the next part if you're watching this. And if you're watching on Twitch, next stream, because it'll probably be a new game at this point on Twitch. Tomorrow is Long Dark. For people watching on YouTube at this point, this was probably a week ago. Would have been Long Dark. So tomorrow's Long Dark if you're watching on Twitch. Day after that will be Shadow Empire. Hopefully we'll win at Shadow Empire. We'll see if my hubris if I still have too much hubris and we don't actually win. We won't be losing the day after tomorrow. I can assure you that with Long Dark, or with the Shadow Empire. The day after that will be Field Glory Empires as a roam game. I did look up what the maximum returns in that is, and it's actually 500 before we get to the score victory. We'll probably win before we get to 500 turns. And then the day after that will be European Universalis 4. We are starting to run out of nations to conquer, so that may be ending soon as well. And then after that, either it'll be a new game, or we'll be back around to Long Dark. We'll see. I might drop to a 4-day cycle, in which case this will be the game. This will be the day that goes away. We'll just shift all the games up in time slots. And with that, I think I've covered the announcements. So wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next stream, or if you're watching the Fallout video to this, which won't be streamed, next part. And bye for now.